Welcome to MarcusG.TV. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Today's mission is wake up consumers. It is time to wake up and have some common sense. You know, I'm making this video, and I've made several videos like this before of why people walk out of my restaurant. Well, tonight, 2 more people walked out of my restaurant because we didn't offer Coca-Cola or Stoli vodka or a big brand that they recognized. And it's like, really? Are you serious? They actually got frustrated and walked out, and they were part of a holiday party. They were here celebrating their company's holiday party. And when they were all taken aback because we didn't have Coke. They couldn't get what they normally drink. And you know, we're so smooth at the restaurant because we simply explain, you know, we are a family-run business. We're small, independent, and we support other businesses that are family-run. You know, we happen to have or independently operated or, you know, smaller businesses as opposed to these huge, massive conglomerates like Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Absolute Vodka, Stoli Vodka, Jack Daniels, you name it. All those big brands that people that are in bars and restaurants are owned by these huge, massive conglomerates that don't care about anything except corporate profits. It's all they care about. They don't care about sustainability. They don't care about the environment. They don't care about the economics of small communities. They don't care about any of that. So when we explain to people, that's how we explain it. You know, we explain we're small, family-run business, and we want to support smaller brands that are more like our mission. And it's like people just have no clue. Not everybody, but a lot of people just have no clue of how things are made, where things are made, and just a disregard. And you know, if we want America to be better, if we want our economy to be better, we have to buy better products. We can't let these huge corporations determine and undermine our economy and our small communities. These companies, what they do is they go in and buy brands. They buy smaller companies, they disassemble them, and they keep the brand, and they ship it off to a central warehouse to make it. And I've seen it happen over and over and over again. You know what? That's not the American way. The American way is to be an independent business owner and stand strong and be able to do business with other like-minded people, like-minded business, like we used to do years ago. You know, business to business. Not business to faceless, massive conglomerate corporation that doesn't give 2 craps about anybody nor anything. So, you know, for me in my restaurant, we all work hard for our money. We all work extremely hard for our money. And well, some of us work harder than others, I guess, right? Because some people don't work that hard. But money's hard to come by. It's not the easiest thing to all of a sudden say, you know, I have money, I just want to just piss away, right? But when you buy these products, you're pissing away your money. Not only is it your money, it's the money that goes into that's supposed to be going to these small communities. So I'm going to give this example again. Rolling Rock was bought by Budweiser. Budweiser immediately disassembled the plant and shut down it and moved all the production elsewhere. So when you're dealing with these companies, that's essentially what they do. They pick these brands that they want, they disassemble them, and then they move them to where it makes more sense economically for them to do it. I saw it happen here in our hometown of Ellenville. It happened. And these companies know exactly what they're doing, because for every 10 employees that it takes a small factory to produce that product, it's going to take them 1 or 2 employees to do the same exact thing. But now here's the funny thing. They're not lowering the price of that product, right? They're producing that product much cheaper, more economical, but they're not lowering the price of that product. They're ripping you off. What they're doing is they're ripping you off and charging you and making up the in-between. And that's what all these companies do, is shipping all the jobs to China and to Bangladesh and to wherever they're making these garments and electronics and things like this. And, you know, I'm an extremely conscious shopper when I go shopping, but man, it's like I have no choices when I go to buy clothes. Not that I don't have no choices, I have very little choices of things that are actually made in America. And it's like mind-boggling. It's like, really? You want to charge me $50 for a running shirt? That same running shirt that 10 years ago, 15 years ago was $35 and made in America, and now it's made in China. I'm like, there's a total disconnect here that people just don't see. So every time that you give these companies money, you give them power to keep taking advantage of the economy and of these small towns and villages and communities that these once thriving companies were in. So, I just thought, I looked at these people and I'm like, you're gonna walk out of my restaurant. You're gonna walk out of my restaurant because you can't have Coca-Cola. I'm like, I have organic soda here. It's made by a smaller independent. I have other organic sodas here, or other natural sodas here that come from very small producers that are family run. I'm like, thinking to myself, like, that's not good enough for you. I'm like, I have all these, it's like I don't have, it's not like you're coming into my restaurant and asking me for a burger and I don't have a burger. I understand that you're going to walk out, right? But I have other products, and you're going to leave your company's Christmas holiday party because you can't drink Coca-Cola? I'm like, oh my, it's like mind-boggling and frustrating. So I'm going to keep making videos like this because I want to keep educating people. I want to keep spreading the word. And as consumers, when you go to a restaurant that's small, independent, when they have that like shop local sign outside, hashtag shop local, and they do all that kind of stuff, and you walk inside and there's all these big brands, it's like you're going to manipulate what supposedly is a popular trend right now. You're going to go upon people's emotions of doing the right thing, and then you as a business owner are going to turn around and say, well, screw that, because I'm not going to do what I just wanted them to do. I want them to support me and local and independent, but now I'm going to turn around and buy from whoever because, again, I'm going to make as much money as I possibly can. It's just like a total massive disconnect, people. You vote with your wallet. That's how you vote. That's the real power. You take these people's money, you take their power. But you take their money by not giving them, by boycotting these products, by not giving them your business and voicing your opinions when you go to restaurants and doing that. It's just, now I know some situations are tricky because, okay, like for me, for running shoes, okay, so New Balance has one or two running shoes that are made in America, and there might be one other brand out there, and it's really tough to find. So you go to an independent running store that's owned by an independent, right? But now this independent shop owner doesn't have the adequate products stocked to sell me or most runners a shoe based upon my shoe, my profile, my arch, based upon what I'm looking for as a style, a minimalist, full support. They don't have a full range of products to actually provide. So these people are now stuck in a situation like, oh man, I'm an independent, but I got to buy from these companies that are outsourcing to China. And that's the part that really, really kills me, when I don't have a choice. So this was sort of like a rant, I guess, this video. I don't really know. It's just frustrating. I just wanted to express the fact that I'm frustrated that guests just are so, I don't want to say stupid, but they're just uneducated to the fact that this is how business was always done. You did business. Your grandfather, when he had a business, he bought from another small independent business. And it's not like something that's like out of the realm of anything. It's just something that people just are just like, I want to say, just clueless about, and saying, okay, well, I always drank Coke, so I want to drink Coke. And I'm not open to the ideas of drinking anything but Coke. It's like Heinz ketchup. I only do Heinz ketchup. I have people that don't like our ketchup because we're using an independent organic brand of ketchup. But I don't like your ketchup because it tastes different, and I don't want it, and they got all mad and push it away. And it's consumers. Consumers are being brainwashed by these big brands that this is what they need to be having. So if you're looking through a magazine, if you're on TV, and you see these ads popping up, those are they have multi-million-dollar ad campaigns. Those millions of dollars that they're spending in ad campaigns should be going to communities where they're paying real wages in small factories and small production facilities, as opposed to streamlining everything. So if you see these big ads from these companies, you need to start wondering and being like, whoa. Don't buy food that they're placing these big ads. Don't buy drinks that they're placing these big ads. Now, sure, now there's a lot of smaller magazines, like all these edible magazines, like Edible Hudson Valley, Edible New York, Edible Brooklyn, wherever you are across the country, you have these smaller foodie magazines or spirit or winery magazines. And of course you have full page ads there, but they're really captivating a niche market that's going after the local wineries or the local distilleries or the local restaurants. That's something totally different. But when you pick up a big major magazine and you see a full page ad, red flag raised. I mean, it's just like, okay, that's not a product you want to be buying. Chances are that's not a product. So I'm frustrated. I'm really frustrated. No Coke at my restaurant, no big brands at my restaurant. And we've had this opposition since day one when people came in. I want Budweiser, I want this and I want that. I got to tell you, in the very beginning, it hurt. It really hurt when people would walk out of your empty restaurant and be like, well, I'm leaving because you don't have, Budweiser, you don't have Guinness. And I was like, man, oh man, in the beginning, I'm like, man, this is tough doing business like this. This is extremely tough doing business like this. And I would just shake my head and I would be like, oh man, oh man. I'd look at my wife and I'd be like, Budweiser. She's like, there's no way we're bringing Budweiser in. And I'm like, I know there's no way we're bringing Budweiser in, or whatever the product we were talking about. And when we first opened, we did have bigger brands of spirits because there wasn't that spirit revolution like there is now. And New York didn't even have legal distilleries. It wasn't even legal to distill in New York State, so you couldn't make vodka, you couldn't make whiskey. So in the very beginning, we had those big brands. And as all the distilleries started sprouting up throughout the country and throughout the state, then we started weaning everything out of the bar. As soon as we could get a replacement for that was similar, that we knew that, hey, this is very similar to Jack Daniels, this is very similar to Jim Beam, this is very similar to Grey Goose. I mean, nothing's really similar to Grey Goose because it's not good vodka, personal opinion. Then we just wean those brands out of there and be like, okay, we just don't have these brands. It's not like you're getting a choice of, big brand A and small independent brand B. You don't have a choice anymore at my restaurant. That's exactly what you're having. And I guess that, people are going to look at this video and say, oh, you're pretentious. Like people actually call us pretentious. They write down in reviews on Yelp and TripAdvisor that we're pretentious. No, we're not pretentious. We're conscious. We're just conscious consumers. We actually care about employees at other facilities. We actually care about communities. We actually care that other restaurants just don't care, and they're willing to serve anything because it's the easiest thing to do, because they're not willing to train their guests. I'm willing to take the time to actually train my guests and say, hey, this is why we're doing it. And this is the benefits of doing it. And we're an independent company, so are these. These are independent companies, and I'm willing to take the time to explain. But when people just shut you off and they walk out of your restaurant, you're like, oh my gosh, it's terrible. It's to a point now where it's amusing. In the very beginning, it was bad, but it's just a point where it's amusing. It's like, oh wow, oh well, whatever. Don't come to my restaurant. So I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. Thanks for watching that video. If you like my videos, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and definitely pass it on. And don't forget to eat, drink independent, shop independent.